What is going on, guys? It's your main man James, and in this video we're gonna have a little bit of fun while promoting ClickBank offers. So this is gonna be a very interesting video. I'm gonna show you a very unique method that I really haven't talked about before. It's gonna be a brand new method, and if you pay close attention during the video, you will learn how to not only apply this method in the situation that we're going to be talking about today, but also how to apply it in other situations with other niches in other places. So you're going to get a lot of valuable information in order to make more money with ClickBank or another affiliate network. All right, so here's Google Trends. I really like Google Trends because I want to know what's happening in the world, right? Explore what the world is searching. I want to know what's going on in the world. And I want to make money with that information, right? Knowledge is power, as they say, and knowledge is also profit, right? And so, as you can see, we have the World Cup, we have football, American football, and if you type basketball in here, you're gonna see some renewed interest in the sport of basketball. Now, I used to like basketball a lot when I was younger. I used to play basketball just for fun outside. And I used to kind of keep track what's happening right now. I don't have, my interest isn't as high as it used to be, but still I have fairly good interest in basketball. And so as you can see, the interest is kind of coming up. You have some interest by sub-region. It's high in Kentucky, Indiana, Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa. You have some more searches, some more things. But, none of this is going to make us any money unless we can find an offer that we can promote with something that we're interested in, something that we're passionate in. So if we head to ClickBank and we type basketball, okay, we are going to see various offers that are related to basketball, okay, because this time I'm going with my passions and interests and trying to see how I can monetize that, as opposed to some of the other methods where we go directly into offer selection. So if I do that, we can go by gravity, we can do high to low, and we can see various offers that have to do with our passion and interest, in this case basketball. So we have unlock your hip flexors. So this is, I'm not really sure, what does that have to do? Z-code system. Winning sports picks and prediction. Okay, this is kind of similar. NHL, NFL, MLB, and NBA. But this offer is the offer that got my attention. This is vertical job training, vert shock, rebill, upsell, insane conversions. We have a gravity of 25, not sky high, but also not low, decent gravity that we can work with. And this looks like an offer that we can tie with our passion and interest, in this case, basketball, right? So the dirty secret behind the world's #1 dunker. And from what I understand, this is going to be a product that helps people to jump higher or to dunk, right? Hey, soon to be dunker. I don't care if you're under 6 feet tall, if you're unathletic, etc., etc. So you can kind of watch this. There's a lot of testimonials. Take a look at this one. There's, what I see is 12 testimonials, right? 3 by 4. Yeah, 12 testimonials here. So it looks like, the people have been using it. There's some more text, email testimonials, what looks like, some more Facebook testimonials, stuff like that. And there's some more testimonials, right? We have 9 more testimonials. So a ton of testimonials. And in all sense, this is a good product, right? Because if we go to their affiliate page, right? We just saw their main landing page. We can go to their affiliate page. And you can log in, already register, click here to view. We can just go in here and we can see all of their affiliate resources. So take a look at this one. Take a look at all of this content that you can use to promote product images, etc., etc. Now, the method we're going to be using today is not going to require us to use a lot of resources, okay? Because this is going to be a fun method. We're going to be doing interesting things. And what we want to do, guys, is we want to create a website that displays some kind of interesting information. We don't want to create it from scratch. We don't want to create it ourselves. We want a system to do it for us. And so what I did is I went to Microsoft Bing or Google, whichever you prefer, and I typed free basketball API. API stands for Application Programmer's Interface. It's a way for me, or an app I'm building or something I'm doing, to programmatically get data from another source. So it could be, scores, it could be teams, it could be players, bias, it could be, league, matches, all kinds of things. And I went to one of these links and I ended up here, free NBA, And this is free NBA API documentation. So we get this data for absolutely free. It's 100% free. And look what we can get. We can get players, teams, games, stats. So if I go into teams and I pick get all teams, because I can also get a specific team. If I choose get all teams and I press this button right here that enables me to test, I get a lot of data. Take a look at this one. I get a ton of data. So what I get is teams, right? So there's the first team, Atlanta Hawks. That's a team in the NBA. I have Boston Celtics. Then I have another team, Brooklyn Nets, right? And I have some stats. I have Charlotte Hornets. And I have all the teams here. Chicago Bulls, right? You guys have heard about Chicago Bulls. This is where Michael Jordan used to play with. And what else we have? These are the first 5 teams. Cleveland Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavs. And we got Dallas Mavericks. Okay? And so we have a whole list of different teams. And if you want, we can get this ID. Let's say 1 is the ID. And I can go get a specific team. I can go in here. And this is required parameters. This is the ID. And I can just get the ID of that specific team. I can get some information. So in this case, it's Atlanta. ID is 1, abbreviation is ATL, Atlanta Hawks. Okay? And the same thing, I can do games. I can get all games. I can get all players. So I can do get all players. I can do that. And so now I have all of these players, Ron Baker, Jabari Bird, Martian Brooks, etc., etc. And I can do the same thing. And then I can get, I can specify, I can get a specific player. I can get all games. I can get stats. So for instance, I can get all stats. And we have all stats here, right? So we can go down. These are kind of ID, all of these kind of field goal, all of these kind of percentage points, rebounds, all of these kind of stats. If you're into that, we can also get all games here as well. And we have various games that took place. This is the season 2018 final. So anyway, we have a lot of data, and we can use that data to build a very, very useful app where we can, in turn, promote the ClickBank offer. So the question is, what kind of app do we want to build? Now, you can build any kind of app, but I'm just going to keep things simple with you, because essentially you can build as complex app as you want. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, get all players. I'm just going to have a list of players, and then they can click on the player. They can learn more about the player if they want, stuff like that. So I'm going to be using this API, get all players. So if I test it, I get a list, right? So there are the people here, and I have the whole list. Now, how are we going to be building this app? Well, the tool we're going to be using is called Bubble. This allows us to really, really easily and quickly build pretty much any app that we want, especially if we have a free API. It's going to allow us to build an app very, very quickly. So it says build anything without code. And all you have to do is sign up. You get a generous free plan, Once you signed up, you're going to be on the screen. Just follow my instructions, and you're going to be able to build an amazing app. Not just a web page, but an amazing app where you can promote different products. So we're going to click on new application. We're going to call this basketball 2021. We're going to say, actually, we're going to choose internal, external here. I'm just going to put whatever. I'm just going to pick just some choices here, other, create a new app. Because we need to fill some of this out in order for it to allow us to create the app for us. Okay, so I just click that. It's loading the whole thing. It's going to allow, it's loading the screen, the system, this manager, this application manager. And we're going to say start with a blank page. We're going to do that. We're going to say start with a blank page because we don't really need anything. We're going to close this system. Now, the first thing that you want to do is you want to have kind of a header, right? So if you scroll down on this area here, you have a header. So we can just drag and drop it. This is the header right here. And we also have a footer. We're going to drag and drop it right here. Okay? And now you can modify everything, right? All you have to do is double click on it. Or you can actually go here, page header. You can go in here and you can modify. You can modify all that. I'm not going to modify just to keep things simple. I'm going to go back. So all I'm doing is I'm clicking on this area here and I'm going to the index page. And what we're going to do is we want to pull that data and we just want to display it, right? List of teams, list of players. In this case, it's going to be list of players. And so what we want to do is we want to go into plugins. We want to add a plugin here. We want to search for API. You just click on type API here, and you pick install the first plugin. It's by Bubble. It's their own plugin, so it's not some scammy app or anything like that. You're going to hit done. And now we have this plugin here. What we want to do is we want to click on add another API, and we want to use that API, okay? We want to actually get this data, okay? And so, for instance, if we want to get, there's only 2 calls here for players. If we want to get all players, we just need to execute this request here, okay? So we need to copy what it's doing here. We need to copy all of that here. And in this case, we're going to go back to our app here. And what we're going to say is we're going to create a new API name. This is going to be get players, or actually get all players, okay? Authentication is going to be, you're going to leave this blank. You're going to expand this right here. Actually, you're going to call this, you're going to copy this here, and this is going to be basketball. NBA API. NBA is National Basketball Association, which is kind of the name for that. We're going to say NBA API. We're going to say name, get all players, get as data. We want to get as data. You're going to leave it blank. And what your guy's going to do is you're going to copy this and paste it. You're just going to copy and paste it right here. That's it. It's just a player's call. And for the header, we need to copy this information here. So we're going to copy this first header. These are called headers here. And the key is going to be this right here. This is the value. We're going to add another header. And this is going to be this header here. This is your key. Okay, it's very important. Do not share it with anybody. Okay, now you have that. You can add some more parameters if you want, but typically that's all you have to do. So if we click on initialize call, we're going to get data back. So I'm going to click on initialize call. And as you can see, we got the data back. It's telling us. So as you can see, it says ID, first name, height, feet, height, inches. We have a lot of data, and this is the name of the player. So we have the data. And the next thing you need to do is click save. Very important. That is pretty much done. Now this call, get all players, is complete. Next thing is you want to go into the design area, and you want to drag and drop a repeating group, because we need to list the data. So we're going to copy this right here. You're going to expand it, make it a little bit more. And you want to list the players that we're getting, right? You want to list the players. Now the type of content, once you click on this, you have this area here. You want to say get all players. You can even do get all players data. Okay, and the data source is going to be get data from an external API right here. Okay, and then we're going to say data. Okay, because that is the data we're getting. If we go back here, and you look at results, we want this data right here. We don't care what comes before. We don't care about meta. We just want data. That is the key. That has what we want. And what are we going to display? Well, we're going to display some stats. So what are we getting back? We have first name, we have last name, we have position, and we have height, feet, height, inches. So why don't we display all that? So we're going to go in here. We're going to go for the text. We're going to drag and drop it right on top, copy and paste it, and we're going to have another one. So we have first name, last name. I think how many fields we have? We have first, last, height, feet, height, inches, and position. So 5 fields. So we have 4 fields. I'm just going to make it a little bit next to each other. Just kind of organize it, paste it here. Now, what's happening here is we have a table with 5 columns, and these are going to be the fields here. Now, these data, they're going to be obviously, it's going to change, right? So this is going to be first name, last name, etc., etc. So we can, if we click on one of these fields here, if we click on it and we go in here, we say insert dynamic data, we can say get current sales players data, and then we can say first name. So all of this changes. We're going to come here, do the same. Players data. We're going to say last name. This is going to come in here. We're going to say players data. We're going to say feet, inches, height, feet. This is going to be height, inches, and this is going to be their position. There you go. And so now if we run the app, we're going to have, I think we're going to have like 4, we have 4 rows. So let's say we have 10 rows. There's going to be 10 players. Okay. So let's run the app. Let's hope it works. We're going to hit preview. And guess what we're seeing? We are seeing all this data. Now, for some players, it's not showing height, feet, and inches. That's probably, it looks like it's showing here. It might not be showing here. Maybe we don't have this data yet. Because if we go back to this data here, as you can see, it says null null, null. That means they don't have the data. So it's probably not the best. They only have the data for Alex, Abrinas, but the other players, they just don't have the data. So maybe we don't want to, let's remove that. Let's remove that. So if we go in here, so we're going to say height feet, we're just going to delete it. This is height feet. We're just going to delete this area. This field here, we're going to go to, this is last name. This is inches. We're going to right click and we're going to delete. Okay. And so now if we preview it, we're just going to have the data that we have. So that's first name, last name, and position. That's their position. So center, guard, forward. Those are the three main positions in basketball. Okay. So that is, that is how you do it. The other thing we need to do is we need to have header columns as well. So we're going to drag and drop this text. And this time we want to drag it above. You don't want this line to become red. You want to drag it just a little bit above. Copy and paste. We're going to drag it here, copy and paste, and maybe here. Now, I'm not a designer. I know there's some, you got to like align it properly. I'm not really a designer, so please don't hold that against me. But, you can design. I think designing is the easy part, really. And you're going to go to last name here. This is going to be height. This is going to be position, excuse me. And so there you have is the position. So you can even maybe drag it somewhere here, and that you can have that somewhere here. So right here. So now it's all nicely. And there you have it. Now, if you want to promote anything, it's very, very easy. All you have to do is you can put it on top. So for instance, I can drag this down. I can drag it here. Drag it here. This position needs to be above. Yeah, that's fine. Something like this. And then on top, I can have something like, I can have a text. This table is brought to you VertShock. You can have something like this and you can expand it, right? You can do something like this and you can have a link as well. You can drag and drop this link right here and then you can link it, VertShock. And the destination page could be you can have a link destination to an external URL, and the destination URL is going to be the ClickBank offer. So we're going to go back. We're going to say promote. We're going to get our link right here. We're going to copy it. We're going to go back and we're going to paste the destination URL. So we can even change. All of this is customizable. We can remove it, the basic style, and we can make it bigger. We can make it bold. You can change the color, right? You can do something like this even, right? You can go in here and you can say, click here to learn more. And now if we preview it, we have a nice app that works really, really well. First name, last name, position, click here to learn more. Now you got to fix it. I got to fix it up a little bit, something like this. Maybe something like this. You want to kind of change it around, fix it up, right? You can do something like this. It's really up to you how you want to change it. Another thing that you guys can do is really, really easy, is that you can have a button here. So for instance, I can have a button. I can just drag it here and I can put it in here, and where they can click on it and they can learn more about this player, learn more, or about the teams that they played on, etc., etc. And then you can link it to another page where they can get more information about it, right? You can change all of these settings and you can create an app. Now, I don't want to go out and create a full featured app because that's going to take hours and hours. If you want me to create an app with multiple pages, some logic, maybe some animation, etc., etc., let me know in the comments below, and I can perhaps do it, and I can show you how you can create a real app, okay? Because my background is in software development, okay? So I know how to do it and I can teach you guys how to do it. But for the purpose of this tutorial, that's what I wanted to show you, is that we can take free data from a third party, we can mash it together, and we can create an app that displays various things. In this case, we have a list of players. In other situation, you can, have some kind of other data. You can do all these things and you can promote it. You can monetize your hard work by having affiliate links and promoting affiliate offers. All right, guys. So let me know in the comments below if you want me to go deeper into this method. Let me know if you want me to explain something. I'm always listening. I'm always replying to comments. I want to help you guys out so that, you guys become more successful with this, because there's so many opportunities to doing it out of the box thinking. So make sure you leave a comment below, like this video if you enjoyed it, and definitely subscribe to the channel so that you get more of these videos and you're one of the first person to see them before other people do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.